Well, let's be real for a second. In the world of LinkedIn and job boards and, well, everything being online these days, having a killer website isn't just a bonus for a career coach. It's like essential.
It really is.
So that's what we're digging into today. We're using this awesome blog post by Site Design Now W. And they'd know, right? They're the ones who build these sites.
Yeah.
So whether you're a coach yourself or you're like me, always on the hunt for good career advice, think of this as your cheat sheet for what makes a really effective coaching website.
It's interesting because you have to kind of bridge that gap, right, between the way a coach connects with you one-on-one, which is so personal, and the feeling of just browsing online, which can be, well, kind of impersonal.
It's true. You're right. It has that first impression digitally, though. Like instead of a handshake, it's your website. And Site Design Now, they emphasize nailing those service listings right off the bat. But it's more than just listing, here's what I do. It's got to be crystal clear what working with that coach actually looks like. So I'm curious from your perspective, why is that clarity such a big deal, especially with career coaching? Isn't there already this element of trust that needs to be there?
Right. Well, imagine yourself in the shoes of someone who's feeling stuck, maybe even a little bit vulnerable about their career.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Are you going to shell out money, maybe a significant amount, someone who's being wishy-washy about what you're actually going to get?
Probably not.
Probably not. But when a coach is up front, here's the process, here's what I help you achieve, oh, and by the way, here's what it costs, it builds trust before you even send that first email.
It's that feeling of, okay, this person gets it. They're not hiding anything. Didn't some study find that people associate price transparency with just honesty in general?
Yeah,
Even if the two aren't always connected, we just make that leap.
absolutely. That transparency from the very beginning sets the stage for a relationship that's built on openness and honesty. And that's so crucial for the client to feel safe enough to be vulnerable and share those aspirations, what they really want in their career.
It's funny because Site Design Now also talks about showcasing success stories,
Right.
which we all love those, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's got to be some strategy to it. It can't just be A&I success story. What makes certain ones really stand out for you?
Think about a time when a testimonial really resonated with you. It's not just, this person was great to work with. It's, oh, wow, they were in a similar spot to me.
Right.
When you read about someone with similar challenges, who maybe even had the same goals you have now, and you see they achieved it with that coach, that's powerful.
Totally. I actually had that experience myself a few months back. I was looking at this career coach's website, and they had a testimonial from a woman who was like transitioning back to work after being a stay-at-home parent for years.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me way more than, someone who just graduated or had a super straightforward career path, because I've had those breaks.
That's exactly what Site Design Now is getting at. They talk about how important it is to show a diverse range of clients, different ages, different industries, backgrounds, goals, everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like saying to potential clients, hey, we've helped people like you before.
Yeah.
It's that no matter where you are in your journey, we got you kind of feeling.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on from those feel-good success stories, we're going to talk about something we all crave these days, convenience. Site Design Now is very firm on this.
Yeah.
Online booking is no longer a nice-to-have, it's a must.
And there's a reason it's become so standard. It's about making it as easy as possible for someone to actually take action.
Because think about it, you finally work up the courage to reach out to a coach, you're excited about change, and then you have to play phone tag for a week.
Exactly. Or wait days for an email response. That momentum, that initial excitement, gone.
It's like trying to order food online, but the restaurant only takes orders by fax.
It's so true. And whether we mean to or not, a clunky scheduling process can make it seem like a coach isn't valuing your time. But when it's smooth, easy to book, that enhances the experience from the get-go.
This reminds me, I was talking to a friend who's a therapist, and she was saying that when she switched to online booking, her no-show rate plummeted. People just showed up more when they'd book themselves.
It makes such a difference.
Psychological, right.
Oh, totally. Because when you get that confirmation email right away, or even a text reminder, it's like, yep, I'm in control. I took action.
Okay, so we've hit on clarity, showing those success stories, and now convenience. But let's talk about something I'm a sucker for, having a blog on a career coaching website. I'll admit I love a good career advice article, but strategically speaking, why do you think it works so well? Is it more than just the coach sharing their knowledge?
Oh, a well-written blog, that is gold for a career coach. Because it's not just about giving out information, it's about letting potential clients experience your perspective, your expertise, almost firsthand. It's like a free sample.
Ooh, I like that, a free sample of their coaching. But there's so much career advice already out there, right?
Yeah.
So how does a coach make sure their blog stands out? And B, more importantly, attracts the right clients, the ones they're best suited to help?
That's where things get really interesting. It's not just about content being king, it's about strategy being queen too. Site Design Now talks about that because you have to figure out, what is your ideal client actually looking for online? What are they typing into those search bars? What keeps them up at night about their careers?
So it's almost like doing market research as you go.
Exactly. And then you create content that speaks directly to those needs.
That makes so much sense. It's like niching down, but through your content.
Yeah.
Because by paying attention to what really resonates, a coach can start attracting those clients who are actively seeking their specific type of help.
Exactly. And remember how we were talking about SEO earlier? A blog that's updated regularly with fresh, relevant stuff. It's like a flare going up to those search engines telling them, hey, this website's active, it's valuable.
It's like that flashing neon sign in the middle of the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, Site Design Now talks about using free downloadable resources.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't love a good freebie, right?
Of course.
But there's got to be more to it. It's got to be
Yes.
strategic, right?
You're absolutely right. It's not just about being nice, it's about being smart. The blog post specifically mentions things like resume templates, guides for prepping for interviews, even mini workbooks on figuring out your career values, crafting that perfect elevator pitch.
Oh, I love those.
Right.
Yeah.
These are so valuable to someone who's job searching because they can put those tools to work immediately.
It's like that saying, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for life. But career coaching edition.
Right.
Give them the awesome resume. Maybe they're a client forever.
Exactly. They become those lead magnets. You've probably heard that term. It's about getting people to sign up for your email list, but you got to give them something good in return. So it's a win-win. The job seeker gets something they need. The coach gets to build that relationship, even if it's just starting out.
Okay, so let's break down that lead magnet thing a bit more. Because I feel like lots of people hear it, but they're not quite sure what it means in action.
Okay, imagine you're at a market, right? Lots of stalls, lots going on. Someone offers you a sample of something delicious. Are you going to stop and check out their stuff? Probably.
Makes sense.
Lead magnets are the same idea. It's a taste of what that coach offers, and it encourages people to, take a bite, want more.
So it's establishing yourself as that go-to expert, right? Like, if you like this free thing, imagine what I can do when we actually work together.
Exactly. And those email addresses, they're gold because now the coach can stay top of mind. They can send valuable stuff consistently and over time. That turns into a real relationship.
It's the long game, not the quick win. So what I'm hearing is a good career coaching website. It's not just trying to make a sale. It's giving you value every step of the way, whether it's those clear descriptions of their services, the success stories that make you feel seen, or, even the free resources. It's like building that trust, showing their expertise, but also making you feel supported even before you hire them.
Exactly. It's like recreating that experience you'd have working with them one-on-one, but online.
Ooh, I like that. So for our listeners out there who are coaches, think of your website as your virtual office. What's the vibe? And if you're looking for a coach, don't be afraid to do some digital window shopping. See which ones click for you. Trust your gut. It's usually right.
And don't discount a good about page. That's their chance to connect with you on a more personal level, show you what makes them uniquely qualified to help.
It's funny you mentioned the About page, because I've definitely been guilty of judging coaches based on theirs. Sometimes it's way too corporate-y. Sometimes it's like, I have no idea who this person is.
Right.
And then sometimes it hits that perfect balance, professional, but also you get a sense of their personality.
It's tricky to get right. You want to show you're credible, that you know your stuff, but not sound like a robot reading a resume. I always tell coaches, think of it as your elevator pitch combined with, your mission statement for your career. What lights you up about helping people with their careers? Let that come through.
And maybe a little hint of, here's who I am when I'm not coaching.
Exactly. Who wants to work with someone who's all business all the time?
Not me. Okay, so bring it back to Site Design Now. I'm impressed by how much they get into the psychology of a good website, especially for something as personal as career coaching.
Me too. It shows that they understand it's not just about having a website, it's about creating an experience, a journey that leads people to feel understood and empowered right from that first click.
It's like designing the waiting room, making it comfy, but also like, this person's got their act together. Speaking of design, they didn't get too much into the visuals, like how it looks. How important do you think that is compared to all this strategy stuff we've been talking about?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's definitely a balancing act. You don't want to completely disregard visuals having a clean, modern look. It does add a level of professionalism. But I think functionality, how easy it is to use, that has to come first.
So no Comic Sans font for career coaches.
Probably not the best look, but really a website that's hard to navigate if it takes forever to load or there's just too MUCH going on, that can really work against you, even if it's pretty.
It's like showing up for a job interview in a killer outfit,
Yeah,
but then you totally fumble the answers.
exactly. You want the whole package, easy on the eyes, easy to use. So, intuitive navigation, clear calls to action, and of course it's got to work perfectly on your phone because, let's be honest, that's how most of us are browsing these days.
Speaking of phones, wasn't there a study that found if a website doesn't load on your phone in, like, 3 seconds, people are out of there. 3 seconds. That's all you've got.
That first impression is huge, GE, and it shows how important those little details are. They add up to that overall user experience.
So on top of all the advice Site Design Now W gave, it sounds like coaches need to stay updated on web design trends or even hire someone to help if they're not tech savvy.
100%. It's like you wouldn't think twice about hiring a professional photographer for your headshots or a graphic designer for your logo, right?
Right.
A web designer is in that same camp. It's an investment in getting those ideal clients to find you.
It's your business. Treat your website like the asset it is. Now, before we wrap up, I want to go back to something we touched on earlier, niching down. We talked about how showcasing lots of different success stories can help you appeal to a wider audience. But there's also something to be said for, like, really honing in on the right clients, even if it means saying no to some others.
That's so important. And it goes back to what Site Design Now is saying about tailoring your blog to your ideal client, right? But niching down can feel scary, especially when you're starting out. You just want to work with anyone who will hire you.
It's like saying, I'm a coach for everyone, when really you're better suited to a specific type of person or challenge.
Exactly. And your website can actually help you do that. Instead of a generic career coaching service, maybe it's career coaching for creative entrepreneurs or executive coaching for women in leadership, you know?
So it's clarity, not just for the client, but for the coach, too, to help define their zone of genius, attract the right people, and ultimately build a business that's both successful and fulfilling.
Yes. And by being clear on who you serve, how you help, you're not just attracting clients, you're attracting the right clients.
And that can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Quality over quantity every time, both in terms of your clients and the impact you make.
You know, one thing that stuck with me from Site Design NW, they emphasized making the website feel real, like it reflects the coach's personality. I think that's huge because at the end of the day, people work with people they like and trust.
100%. Your website should be an extension of you as a coach. Your voice, your perspective, your approach. That authenticity is what's going to resonate, what makes someone feel good about reaching out.
It's like, ditch the stock photos and the jargon. Let us see the real you in there.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to let your personality come through in how you write. Share what makes you unique, what you're passionate about when it comes to helping people with their careers.
I bet it's important to keep things updated too. Not just the blog, but like new services, testimonials, even just a design refresh once in a while so it doesn't feel stale.
So true. A website that never changes. It can give the impression that your business is stuck in time too. Think of it like it's got to evolve alongside you.
Okay, so to sum up our career coaching website, Deep Dive, it's strategic, it's user-friendly, and it's got to have that genuine touch.
You nailed it. It's about creating a space online that not only shows off what you know, but makes people feel welcome to connect with you, to see themselves succeeding with your help.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Huge thanks to Site Design Now for getting this conversation started with their blog post. We'll link to it in the show notes if you want to check it out.
It's been a pleasure, as always.
And to everyone listening, whether you're a coach, building your online presence, or you're looking for the perfect career guide, we hope this deep dive gave you a lot to think about. Because a well-designed website, it can be a game changer. Until next time, remember, your career journey is yours to define, so make it one worth navigating.